Good morning, friends. I want to thank you all for continuing to listen to these videos. Share them with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody that you think needs to hear the message of Jesus Christ, because that's what this is all about. Continue to do that, and I hope you are blessed. And if you are tuning in and you haven't been a regular, there are 30 some videos that are out there that I've put together out of my book, uh, Renew Your Mind. You can find it on Amazon.com, and I think you would love the book. But bottom line is, share this, continue to seek those videos. They're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, and I love it when I see people watching several of them because I know you're grabbing the message and you're learning, and that's what it's all about. Been on vacation, took some time off. We took our whole family. We went to Broken Bow, Oklahoma, to Beavers Bend Lake. And oh my gosh, was it beautiful. We had a great time, rented a cabin, rode horseback, uh, pulled kids on tubes. Even the old man got on a tube. And yeah, I fell off, but it was fun. So anyway, today what I want to talk about is our doubt. You know what? The story in the Bible, Matthew 14, chapter 14. Jesus has just finished feeding the 5,000. The story is known as the 5,000. It was actually 20 to 25,000 because they're only talking about men in that 5,000. And he fed them all with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Okay? He's asking the disciples, hey, how are we going to feed these people? And of course, they're saying send them away. And he asks Philip, and there's a whole other story I'll share there sometime. But the bottom line is, they watch him perform a miracle. He takes the 5 loaves and 2 fish, feeds 20 to 25,000 people, and then leaves them 12 basketfuls of food left over. And yet the Bible tells us they still didn't recognize who he was. They still didn't recognize this was the Son of God, and that they watched him perform a miracle. They still they didn't get it. So he leaves to go pray after this, and probably, frankly, to get a little time to himself, because he's surrounded. Most of us have never lived a life where we've got that many people surrounding us, pressing on us, and so forth. But the bottom line is, he takes off. His disciples start to row in a boat to go across the lake. And as they are going, the wind is blowing and it's buffeting them, and it's getting, waves are higher, and they're not making a lot of progress. And it just not going well. Well, then they look up, and here is somebody walking towards them on the water. And they think it's a ghost, which is a whole other story we'll talk about sometime as well. But they see him and they recognize, he says, no, 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 it's I. It is I, Jesus. And Peter says, well, no, wait a minute. If it's you, tell me to come walk on the water to you. I want you to think about that for a minute. Walk on the water as a man. Now, that's Jesus. And again, we're going to say, well, yeah, that's a little different. And I agree. But the bottom line is, Peter is saying, hey, if it's you, I want to walk on the water. Have him come to me. And you know what Jesus says? Come on. So he starts walking on the water. Literally, Peter is walking on the water. He's not sinking. And then he looks around a little bit and he recognizes, wow, wait a minute. The waves are big, the wind's blowing, things are really rough out here, and I'm walking on the water. And as soon as he realized, sorry, I got allergies giving me trouble here. As soon as he realizes, oh my gosh, what am I really doing here? He starts to sink. He takes his eyes off of Jesus and the power that Jesus has to take care of us, to help us, to work miracles in our lives. And he starts to resort to what he can understand and what he can see and his solutions and his view of the problems and of what's going on in his life. And he sinks. And in verse 31, Jesus says, why did you doubt me? Because he was doing great until he stopped looking at Jesus and the power that Jesus has and the access that you and I have through him, and he started to rely on himself. Let me ask you a question. You ever do that yourself? How many of you right now, because I know I have, are facing a problem with friends, finances, relationships, a job, a decision, and you don't know what to do? You don't know how to fix it. You've got all these ideas, and you can get all kinds of advice from everybody and their dog about what you should do. But the bottom line is you're seeking a good answer, good advice, the truth. And Jesus would say, quit looking all around you and put your eyes back on me. Ask me for guidance. Pray to me to open the doors or to close the doors of what you want to do in your life. If you'll come to me, if you'll keep your eyes on me and not have doubt, trust me, I will take care of you. I will fix what it is you're working on. Now, does that mean, okay, if I got cancer and I pray, I'm healed? No, absolutely not. Because it may be part of your plan and his plan for your life. And it may also be some of the decisions you made. If I'm a 2-pack of cigarettes a day smoker, I'm making choices that have put me in a position to have the cancer. Okay? So he can't just magically fix that. He can, but it doesn't mean he will. You know, your choices have consequences as well. But the bottom line is he's asking us to keep our eyes on him, to come to him, to seek his will, his wisdoms. Because when he says, Peter, why did you doubt? Do you think he would ask you and I that same question? And I can tell you that answer is yes. Do you trust me? Because you must. Life is hard. It's got all kinds of difficult things that go on, decisions and problems and so forth. But you have a source who loves you dearly, who knows what you're up against, knows what path you need to take if you'll just seek it and listen and be aware, be patient, and he will guide you. All right? When he climbed into that boat, the winds calmed down. Jesus, this is, climbs into the boat, and all of a sudden everything calms down. And the disciples finally recognize, oh my gosh, you are the Son of God. They had watched all those miracles and didn't get that. But when he got into that boat and they saw that he had power over the nature and the circumstances surrounding him, the light went on. I want that light to go on for you. He is the Son of God. He is there to guide you and to take care of you. He loves you dearly. I don't care what you've done in your life. He loves you and he wants you. So don't have that doubt. Put away the doubt. Keep your eyes on him, not your circumstances. Ask him for help. Ask him for guidance. And you have no idea what's going to come into your life. He'll take care of you. I promise.